Good morning. My name is Jesse Solis, and I'm a junior here at Butler University, and I'm a member of the Student Initiatives Board of the Student Government Association. Today we're here in Jordan Hall in President Danko's office with President Danko himself. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good to see you, Jesse.
Good to see you too. So we have some questions for you this morning. We're doing this whole discussions with Danko thing, continuation of last year. So what is your favorite Butler tradition?
That's a great question. Certainly homecoming, especially when you have a great weekend like we did this year with the weather. And we moved some things around this year, including doing a State of the University address on that Friday of that weekend. And it allowed us to have alums and students here. In the past, that happened the first Friday before everybody came back. So the Friday where faculty were returning to campus and the next day was move-in was traditionally when we did the State of the University. So moving it to that weekend, I think, enhanced the homecoming week even more. But when I think of great traditions or things that you look forward to every year, commencement is certainly a highlight. And we haven't done one of these tapings since last commencement. But we were very fortunate to have Eva Kaur as our speaker. And it was amazing seeing some 80-year-old survivor of the Holocaust speak to our students, and they were just spellbound by her speech. And this was the first class, frankly, that graduated that I was here when they arrived. So that was a particularly memorable moment for me. But I always looking forward to commencement and when the students arrive on campus. Move in, I don't know if you call that a tradition, but it happens every year. This year it was a great move-in weekend and really a good opportunity to get to meet our students.
Now this year you gave your State of the University address during homecoming week compared to years past where you've done it before school has started. If there is one message or one idea you wanted to get across from your State of the University address, what would that be?
You know, this year I really started that address by trying to figure out the why, because typically in an address like that, I have to touch on a number of financial issues, updates on the strategy, updates on some of the campus construction that's happening. So those are things that you have to do. But those are all just a means to an end. And so the important objective for me this year is to underscore the why. Why are we doing this? What's the purpose of a Butler education? And the way I approached that this year to bring it to life, which again, this was a new opportunity with the way we were doing the State of the University address in Clues Hall during homecoming week. I asked a couple of our students to speak. One in particular, Rachel Hahn, talked about her Butler experience and why that education was so important to her. We also brought back an alumni, Nadia, who spoke about the impact that Butler made on her life, and she was a Bosnia refugee, so it was a quite powerful message in terms of how she came to Butler. And also Travis Ryan, one of our professors in biology, spoke about a project that's been important to him and to Butler, frankly. And so it was great to bring to life the why. And that's the message that I really feel is central to everything we do. At the end of the day, these buildings are great, but it's what's happening inside of the buildings, the why. And are we making an impact on our students? Are they coming out of Butler with a strong education? And in turn, are they going out and having the type of career success and the impact in the world that we would hope would occur because of our education?
Now, lots of exciting things are happening this year. You've mentioned construction a lot, and I live across the street from the parking garage, so I've also got to see that from day one rise up very slowly. But also, it's kind of been cool to see that all come to fruition as well. We've already announced Scotty's Doghouse coming into there. Is there anything else that you can reveal to us that's also going to the garage this year?
Well, that still remains to be seen. We've had a number of inquiries. We've had a number of serious discussions with a number of prospective tenants in there. Securing Scotty's was move number one, and we're trying to sit back a bit to see how people and prospective tenants react to that, because we also have to have a nice balance in there as well. So I would say stay tuned for that. Maybe by the next time we do one of these tapings, I'll have more information on the retail. I'm pleased to hear from so many people that are using the garage how pleased they are with how it's panned out. And that, whenever you have a change in parking, again, despite the fact we're focused on the why of our education, the parking is a big issue, and I'm glad to hear that that's working out well. And I suspect that when the snow starts to fall, people will appreciate the parking garage even more. But there's, in terms of things for students to look forward to, I would say really, so many plans are in place, at least for this year, and a lot of moving pieces are already going. For me, it's engaging students in continuing conversation about the evolution of our campus. And through the SGA, we have a lot of discussions that happen in different forums. But I really want students to be actively engaged in the conversation and helping us ensure that as we move forward, we've got it right. Because we also now are very focused on academic buildings, new science building, new business school building. How does that play into the education of our students, and what are students expecting out of that?
Definitely. Have you had a chance to make it to the top of the parking garage?
I actually did. The first time I went in the garage, it was, I can't remember when it was. I think it was after move-in weekend, actually, in Convocation. It was like, hey, I could go in this garage now. So I actually went in, I drove to the top, and I was surprised to see that you could see downtown from the top of the parking garage.
Beautiful view.
It's terrific.
Yeah.
It's a great view of campus from up there. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Well, on behalf of the Student Initiatives Board and the student body here at Butler University, thank you for taking time to talk with us today. It's been fun. Beautiful office. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week. We have the weekend coming up soon. Any big weekend plans?
Well, the typical things that happen here on campus. I'm sure I'll be at a couple sporting events, and we probably have a dinner or so, but it never stops.
Definitely. Thank you,
Great.
President
Thanks,
Danko.
Jesse. Appreciate
It's been an
it.
honor.